John 911. What's the location of the emergency?
Sandy Hook School. I think there's somebody shooting in here. Sandy Hook School.
Okay, what makes you think that?
Because somebody's got a gun. I saw a glimpse of somebody. They're running down the hallway.
Okay.
They're still running. They're still shooting. Sandy Hook School, please.
This is no doubt going to be a very painful day for families here, only made worse by the fact that this happened at a place of worship.
We do want to update you on the breaking news out of Orlando, the terror attack on a gay nightclub.
At least 58 people now dead, more than 500 people wounded in a horrific shooting on the Las Vegas Strip. It's the deadliest mass shooting in modern United States history.
This image, one that has become all too familiar. Students evacuating with their hands up.
Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad. And by the way, it happens on the streets of Chicago every day.
It's as if there's a national script that we have learned. And I think by accepting the script, we tacitly accept that the script will end the same way every time, with nothing changing. Except for the loved ones and the families of the victims for whom nothing will ever be the same.
Another kind of silence was broken with the powerful National Rifle Association's defiant new message.
Hey, I'm Dana. I'm just getting my hair and my makeup done in time for the big protest. You guys know that's what you're supposed to do, right? I don't know about you, but I have seen a number of protesters in my hometown city, especially if it's about going after our Second Amendment rights in downtown St. Louis. And anytime there's an issue that has to do with the city, I see all of these white trust fund socialists and these women with their designer chapeaus. I'm wearing an old sock hat, so, you know, whatever. They all come out with their designer sunglasses and their acrylic French manicure nails. I can't even do my hands. And they come out and they protest.
There's many changes that have to happen. Mental health issues, better background checks, bans on these weapons, bans on high-capacity magazines.
Wayne LaPierre was on the attack, blaming others for the recent carnage. High on the list, violent video games.
There exists in this country a callous, corrupt, and corrupting shadow industry that sells and stows violence against its own people.
4 days ago, this community was shaken by an evil and hateful act. Unfortunately, our politics have conspired to make it as easy as possible for a terrorist or just a disturbed individual like those in Aurora to buy extraordinarily powerful weapons, and they can do so legally.
They're coming. These terrorists are coming. And this is one of the greatest abandonments of the American public by the political class and their media elite enablers that I've ever seen.
My sister actually had two of her best friends die in this horrific incident, and it's been awful for her. And that's why I'm really speaking out today, is because I don't want something like this ever to happen again.
And it's hard being a grieving teenager who's being exploited by a media and made to grieve.
I am here for every person that has died at the hands of gun violence, and for the many more whose lives were irreparably changed because of it. I hope that is why we are all here.
Their goal is to eliminate the Second Amendment and our firearms freedoms so they can eradicate all individual freedoms.
When freedom shivers in the cold shadow of true peril, it's always the patriots who first hear the call. When loss of liberty is looming, as it is now, the siren sounds first in the hearts of freedom's vanguard. The smoke in the air of our Concord bridges and Pearl Harbors is always smelled first by the farmers who come from their simple homes to find the fire and fight, because they know that sacred stuff resides in that wooden stock and blued steel, something that gives the most common man the most uncommon of freedoms. When ordinary hands can possess such an extraordinary instrument, that symbolizes the full measure of human dignity and liberty. That's why those 5 words issue an irresistible call to us all, and we muster. So as we set out this year to defeat the divisive forces that would take freedom away, I want to say those fighting words for everyone within the sound of my voice to hear and to heed, and especially for you, Mr. Gore. From my cold, dead hands.
We cannot move on. If we move on, the NRA and those against us will win. They want us to forget. They want our voices to be silenced, and they want to retreat into the shadows where they can remain unnoticed. They want to be back on top, unquestioned in their corruption. But we cannot and we will not let that happen. Today and every day, we will continue to fight for those things that are right. We will continue to fight for common sense. We will continue to fight for our lives.